Hello friends, how are you all? Today I'm going to explain part 1 of episode 1 of A Girl's Love GL series. Before the story starts, I want to introduce you to the two main lead characters. Our first main lead character is Prem, who is a doctor, and the second main lead character is Pat, who is an actress. The beginning of the series, in part 1, shows the two of them together. Dr. Prem is heard saying that a woman who is like poison in her veins, referring to Pat, suddenly transformed into love in her life, and she didn't even realize when it happened. She says that without Pat, her heartbeat almost stops, and she feels incapable of doing anything. Her life has become like this. The scene then shifts. The next shot shows Pat making a very bold entrance in her car. She goes inside and confronts another woman who says, "It seems you haven't learned anything from your past mistakes." Pat retorts, "You think you can defeat me by using your power against me? That will never happen." The other woman threatens, "I will expose all your bad habits." Pat responds, "Are you sure you want to go against me? Do you want to pick a fight?" The woman states that she doesn't spare anyone who crosses her. Pat calls her shameless and a homebreaker, a person who ruins a home family. Upon hearing this, Pat gets very angry, grabs the woman by the neck, holds her, and presses against her. The woman is terrified and completely distraught. Then the scene shifts again. A woman performing surgery. This woman is Dr. Prem. The patient's health is critical. She uses many pieces of equipment, and finally, the person becomes stable. She comes out of the operating theater. Dr. Prem tells the patient's wife that the person is stable but will be kept under observation. The wife thanks her, saying Dr. Prem saved her husband's life, and her daughter also thanked the doctor. The scene shifts back to Pat, still in the position from her previous scene, until the director calls cut. This reveals that Pat was acting and the scene was being shot. After the shoot finishes, Pat and the girl whose neck she was grabbing happily come out arm in arm. They talk, and the other girl praises Pat's good emotional display. They talk happily, and the director also compliments them. They then plan to have lunch together. The scene shifts again. A woman enters with many snacks. Pat is very happy to see her and addresses her by name, Nam. They sit together and Pat serves Nam a dish. Pat mentions that managers don't usually serve, but since Nam doesn't always come to the set to meet her, she deserves special treatment. Nam jokes that she'll get used to it, and Pat replies, "That's what I want." It seems Pat likes her. As Nam is about to eat, she feels nauseous. The woman asks if she's okay. Nam says no, the smell is too strong. Then Pat pulls Nam close to her face and checks her temperature by touching foreheads, noting, "You don't have a fever and your body isn't hot." Nam assures her she's fine, and Pat says, "If you're not okay, you can tell me. We don't have any secrets between us." Nam agrees. The scene shifts to Dr. Prem and her two friends gossiping about her, mentioning how many cases she has, and that they are hungry. Their professor arrives, and they go silent. The professor asks what they are gossiping about, and they say they are waiting for Dr. Prem. Dr. Prem arrives, says hello, and the professor congratulates her on her good work, mentioning they'll meet again at the ceremony, which is her wedding ceremony. Dr. Prem thanks her, and she leaves. Prem's friends caught she's the only one who can handle the professor. Her other colleague mentions there's one more, Sheeta, who is her girlfriend, but the friend hints at it. Sheeta arrives and asks if they were talking about her. The friend who mentioned her says she was just missing her. They then talk about having a bachelor party before the wedding. Prem is hesitant, but her friends insist. They finally go to the party, where all the girls are beautiful. Everyone arrives in their cars, discussing their party plans. After they enter, Pat makes an even bold entry into the club with her friend. Her friend comments that everyone is looking at her. Pat, who is wearing glasses, says she doesn't want any information about her to be leaked. Her friend insists she take them off, saying that wearing glasses will only make people notice her more. And this is a women's club, so no information will leak. Pat takes them off. She shares that she doesn't want people to leak her personal information, and often links her with a male partner. Her friend then tells her, "Why don't you tell them you're interested in females, not males? You're interested in girls." Pat just looks at her. Her friend then teases her, saying that people don't know that she's only interested in one person, her secretary/manager. She advises Pat to consider other girls and date them, noting that Pat hasn't paid attention to any other girl since her manager came into her life. Suddenly, Pat notices a very beautiful girl dancing on the stage. This girl is none other than Dr. Prem. Pat watches her intently, finding her stunning. Pat's friend notices this and says, "I saw that." Pat asks what she saw. Her friend says, "You're noticing that girl. See, at least show interest in other girls." Pat confirms the girl is beautiful and gorgeous. Her friend stands up to get her number, but Pat stops her, saying, "No, just stay seated." She continues to notice Dr. Prem, who looks very beautiful to her. The scene shifts back to Dr. Prem's group. Everyone cheers that she is about to be a bride. One friend gets emotional and starts crying. Another friend says, "This is a party, not a funeral." The crying friend says he is jealous that she is getting married and he will be alone. Prem assures him that her wedding doesn't mean she will separate from them. Her friends play a game, with one acting as a host, asking Prem how she met her groom and how she fell in love with him. Prem has a flashback of their first meeting. He took her to a restaurant, was very gentle, treated her with manners, paid the bill, and pulled her chair for her. She tells her friends he is a complete gentleman and also consistent, respects her family, takes care of her, and puts her before himself. They have been together for 5 years. Her friends are disappointed, saying this is too old-fashioned, and that she should share something more iconic, like what makes her heartbeat race, or what she can't live without. Prem says he treats her the best. Finally, a friend asks her directly, "Do you love him?" Prem just looks at her, unable to reply, and the situation becomes awkward. Sheeta steps in saying, "Of course she loves him. What kind of question is that?" Another friend suggests they stop talking and toast to Dr. Prem becoming a bride soon. Everyone drinks. A while later, everyone is drunk. Prem is completely drunk. Her friend tries to lift her up. She complains she wants to go home. He tells her to wait. He'll be right back to get the car. He leaves her there, but Prem gets up and walks out. Her friends return and find her missing, panicking. Meanwhile, Pat is driving when Prem gets into her car. Pat sees her and remembers she is the beautiful girl she saw dancing. Pat calls her careless and tries to wake her up, but Prem is unresponsive. As Pat tries to buckle her seatbelt, she gets very close to Prem and feels an attraction, but she controls herself and drives away. The scene shifts back to Prem's friends, who are fighting and worrying about how she left. They try calling her, but her phone was left behind. The next scene shows that Pat brought Prem to her home. Prem, who is drunk, starts undressing in front of Pat. Pat exclaims, "Miss, what are you doing?" She tries to stop her, but Prem has already taken off a couple of layers of clothing. Pat tries to stop her, Prem saying, "Please don't come near me, don't touch me." She then says she feels very hot. Prem tries to walk, but is about to fall, and Pat catches her, looking at her lovingly. Prem puts her arm around Pat's neck and says she feels very cold. Pat is confused. "You just said you were hot, and now you're cold." Pat then hugs her to try and help her sleep. This is where the part ends. For the next part, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye bye, take care all, love you all.